Hello, I just finished watching Dragon Ball GT episode 25, and I'm just gonna come right out and say it. Best episode of GT. Best episode of GT. First of all, we start off back on Earth, and I love the little character interactions and stuff at the beginning. I love the shocking twist. Vegeta has shaved his mustache. The series will never be the same. But I love that he shaves his mustache because his daughter thought he looked lame, and then he got embarrassed, and it was like, I live for those fun character moments. I just love, I love that opening, but it doesn't stop there. So Chi-Chi mentions that they only have 4 months left. And so, what have I been complaining about for the past 25 episodes is that we have no idea we have no concept of time. We have no idea how long they've taken. We have no idea of the time pressure they're on. So now we know they got 4 months. But that doesn't matter because we're here on Earth and stuff just got way more intense. Okay, so I already mentioned how I love the characters' interaction and the Vegeta at the beginning with the mustache, but Baby has arrived on Earth. It's just I was thinking, oh yeah, blah blah blah, we're gonna get some episodes, but no, Baby just goes to Earth and he arrives and he's destroying the city and taking over people's bodies, and he's all where are the Saiyans? I'm looking for the Saiyans. He's just causing all sorts of destruction until Goten runs into him, and they have a scuffle, and Baby just bursts out of the sky in this brand new form, and he blows up a section of the city, and we end on the first genuinely suspenseful cliffhanger of GT. I want to say that again. This cliffhanger is the first genuinely suspenseful cliffhanger of Dragon Ball GT. I actually was on the edge of my seat wanting to know what happens next. I actually want to know what happens next because, because it was Goten's there to try and fight off Baby, but our main characters are off in space, doing their stuff, but they're not here to help. And sure, Vegeta's on the planet, but does Vegeta know what's going on? Will he be able to get to Goten in time? Will Baby take over one of them? Will Baby take over Vegeta? Well, I do know Baby eventually takes over Vegeta, but I don't know how this whole thing's gonna go. I don't know, are we gonna is the next episode gonna be the fight between Baby and Goten? The one thing I want for this to do, don't go glazing over this. I want to see what happens. Don't go glossing over, the episode, this, because this cliffhanger, I'm in suspense. I want to know what happens next. This is interesting, and the fact that it's on Earth helps a lot more than I think I would have given it credit for initially, because we have investment in these characters and in this world already. So the fact now that Baby is posing this might be dangerous to Earth really helps us care a bit more, you know what I mean? And it's weird to say that because with Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, I feel almost everything was all about the Earth being in danger. But now it's we've had a break from that, and now that they're bringing it back to Earth, it feels stuff they really raised the stakes almost. So yeah, I cannot believe I am this positive towards the Dragon Ball GT episode. Do you want to know what the worst part about this episode was? It was the part out in space where we saw Goku, Pan, and Trunks collecting a Dragon Ball. That's just, is that not indicative of how the rest of this Black Star Dragon Ball arc feels? Just So there's this one segment, like the part where Goku, Pan, and Trunks are collecting the Dragon Ball, which takes maybe a minute or two of runtime. And like they're collecting it from like this giant tiger cat thing, and like they're running from it, like, and trying to sneak past it like it's something dangerous. And it's just like, it's the sort of thing where I'm like, that thing is not dangerous to you at all. You can just grab that Dragon Ball. If that cat attacks you, you can just like swat it away because you have like the power, like insanely powerful. This thing does not pose a threat to you. Why are you acting like it does? Just like stop. Like it's the why don't you beat it up situation all over again. Like they don't think about how, like, they want to come up with these gags and these moments and these situations, but they don't think about how powerful these characters are and how they would realistically act when put in situations. It's so annoying. But that's why I'm so happy about this episode, because aside from that, it doesn't have glaring, like, those types of issues, you know what I mean? Like, it's mostly an episode about the characters. It's very laid back, but it ends on a really great, really suspenseful note. Like, I wanna go back. Well, not go back. I wanna see what happens next. I want to see what happens next. I'm like, I'm in, like, I've never, like, with GT, I've been like, yeah, whatever, you know, they'll do some blah, blah, blah. Like, I haven't been invested. I've been engaged or, like, not bored, basically, but I haven't been actively invested or on the edge of my seat. Like, I've never been like, oh man, I can't wait to find out what happens next, or oh man, I don't know how they'll get out of this one, or anything like that. But here, I'm like, wow, I want to see what happens next. I want to see, like, I want to stop this recording so I can go watch the next episode. That's what I want. Like, and I'm sure that if you compared this to, like, a really good episode of Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z, then I would still choose Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z over this. But at the same time, compared to, like, the previous stuff, this is, like, I like this a lot better. Like, we're 25 episodes in, which is sad, but I really think that, like, this stuff with Baby is shaping up to be a lot better than the Black Star Dragon Ball arc. Like, just flat out, it's, I'm invested. I'm, dare I say it, because I have not wanted to say I'm entertained for this show, because being engaged and being entertained, I don't feel are, like, the same exact thing. Like, you can watch something mindlessly for enjoyment or to pass the time or something, but getting really invested and entertained is like it's different, you know what I mean? Like, there's a difference between watching some random Marvel movie and watching, like, a really, really fantastic, just great classic movie, you know what I mean? Like, there's a difference between watching Captain America: The First Avenger and watching, like, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Like, or I'll go with a World War II thing, since, like, The Great Escape, fantastic movie. Like, I'm more, like, if I choose to watch Captain America: The First Avenger, then I won't be bored. I'll be engaged in what's happening on some level. But if I'm watching The Great Escape, then I'm, like, engaged and entertained in just, and immersed in what's happening in that film. And I feel like this, I know people are gonna have a heart attack from, like, me comparing Dragon Ball GT but to a lesser degree, the difference between this episode and, like, previous episodes is that difference, or a variation of that difference. where like I like this is just so much better. It's just so much better, and I like it so much more. I love. Well, I won't say I love. I like just like the classic Hercule Mr. Satan comedy bit where he is no good at fighting, but he still tricks the crowd. And then Goten shows up and like he convinces him to fight the guy. And like one thing I'll say that was really weird about this episode was like Goten's date. Like she was the most sheltered person in the history of existence. Goten was like, "All right, here's ice cream," and she's like, "What's this iced cream you referred to? What is this?" And then Goten's like, "All right, should we grab a hamburger?" And she's like, "What is this burger of ham you refer to?" Like how sheltered is this girl? It's like a really weird joke where she like doesn't know what food all these foods are. So I don't know what they were aiming for with that. It's also really weird to see Goten all grown up. You know what I mean? Like he looks way more like Goku than Gohan does, which I guess makes sense because his design initially was originally just like a miniature, like a kid Goku. But like just in his face, he looks a lot more like Goku than Gohan does. Which always made me wonder why they don't make Gohan look just a bit more like Goku. You know what I mean? But whatever. You know, that aside, it's just interesting seeing like Goten's character more grown up, not like as a child, and like, you know, like he's going on dates and stuff, and it's like interesting because he's like, you know, it's like I like his design too. Like, you know, it's interesting seeing like him grown up and with like a different hairstyle mostly, like because it was just the Goku hairstyle. Like even in Super, it's like we gotta keep him as mini Goku styles, guys. Let's come on, just keep him as mini Goku. But yeah, I guess I as you can tell, I enjoyed this a lot more. Now, what I will say, and I touched on this earlier, is that if you compared it to like a really good episode of Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball, then I probably would have preferred that episode of Dragon Ball. But like looking at just from the perspective of other GT episodes and what other GT episodes I've watched so far, this is like a huge step up. I enjoyed it way more. I cannot wait for the space adventures to be over. So, because I think what happens is that like the space adventures wrap up and then they return to Earth to see like what Baby has done to Earth or whatever. Like I think he takes over or something. I'm sorry that I'm not going into this 100% blind. Like I do know certain things, but as I've said, I don't know when twists and turns happen. I don't know like all that. So for all I know, the very next episode could be a boring filler space adventure. Like, or not even a boring filler space adventure, just a boring collect the Dragon Balls space adventure that, like, totally takes me out of this euphoric high I'm having right now. But I hope they do the smart thing and just continue on with Goten and Baby's fight that they were going to have. Because that's what we all want to see. So that's what I hope they do. And on that note, if you enjoyed this very loud, very enthusiastic episode review, then please feel free to check out my other Dragon Ball GT episode reviews. I'm going through the entire series episode by episode. I'm going through for the first time. I'm going through it. I haven't watched it before, so I'm watching it for the first time. If you enjoyed this, then, you know, stay tuned for more, because I just said I'd be doing the entire series. I'm rambling at this point, but I'm sorry. Thank you for watching. Have a lovely day.